Heart2Heart.
Hello everybody and welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of the Heart2Heart XOKpop podcast. Actually, in this very episode we decided to make it season 2 because we've had such a long break in between the last ones, so we hope you enjoy the rest of this season. We're back again for this week, and this time we interview the champion and runner-up of the most recent K-pop Summit battle, as well as getting Kai, who has judged many K-pop Summit battles, and Chris, who also is a previous and actually inaugural champion of the very first K-pop Summit battle. We're going to talk to them about their experiences in battles, and also battling with K-pop music and where it kind of fits in the general spectrum. It's quite an interesting discussion, so we hope you enjoy. We're going to link a couple of the battles below as well, so if you're not sure about what the K-pop battle is, you can kind of see an example of what they do, as well as the finals between David and Beatrice. Came very close, with David taking it out at the very end. So, welcome to XOKpop Heart2Heart podcast, Season 2, Episode 2, about the K-pop battle. So hey Dan, what are we doing today?
Hello, so today we're going to talk about the K-pop battle at K-pop Summit.
Ooh. Today we've got the champion of the previous summit and the runner-up, and we've got one of the judges of a previous summit as well, and we want to discuss their feelings and their thoughts on the battle, and maybe some tips or hints or why you should enter the battle next time. Dan, have you ever entered the K-pop battle?
I have not.
Why not?
I feel like to enter a battle you kind of have to have a mindset. I don't think I have that killer instinct to destroy someone at dance. And also I can't destroy someone at dance. That's also another factor there. So that's why I do not enter.
Do you remember the first battle? When was the first time we did it?
Ooh, okay, so at one point we had a battle, but it wasn't with the K-pop people. But it wasn't until maybe 2014, maybe, that we invited the crews to join the battle.
And now actually only crews can enter.
Right.
It's mostly for the people who are at the show and who are part of the crews that perform or dance. But it seems now that there's quite a big following. People actually want to enter the battle. People actually want to win.
Well, we do have the runner-up of the last battle. We do have Beatrice. Yeah, introduce yourself to our lovely listener.
My name's Beatrice. I have pretty much been performing at Summit for 4 years now.
And then, of course, we have the champion of this year's summit. He is, of course, David too.
Yay!
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, I'm David. I've been performing at Summit for probably 3 years. I can't remember.
And lastly, we've got a judge. He didn't judge the last summit, but he did judge the summit before that and before that. Yeah, so reoccurring judge. It's Kai. Yay! Maybe tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Kai. I actually entered the very first K-pop battle, and I got to the semi-finals, I think, and then I got wrecked by Keanu. So you can see why, like, with that level of competitor, why it's not so much open to people who very much focus on the freestyle side of their dancing.
And look who it is. We have a special guest. It's Chris. We wanted you here because you've entered like a lot of battles as well. Did you win the previous one?
I won I think, was it the first K-pop battle?
I think it was the first one.
Yes.
It's the first one.
The first one you held at Summit.
Yeah, the first one you had
So
at
he's
Summit.
the inaugural champion, I suppose.
Yeah.
Right. So we've got a smorgasbord of celebrated people here around the table, and we really just want to talk about the battle and why you guys entered the battle. Do you think other people should enter the battle, or do you think there are good or bad things that we can do about the battle? I guess, first of all, David, you are the champion, the current reigning champion. How do you feel about that?
I actually wasn't even meant to enter the battle initially. But I remember Ryan was like, oh, you should just do it anyway. And so that's how that happened. And I don't really battle normally, so I actually don't have any experience. I've entered, I think, the second battle, but like I didn't make it past the first round. But I didn't expect to win, but I'm very grateful and thankful, and I'll keep working hard. Thank you.
I guess on that, so you weren't meant to battle, right? So you weren't preparing or training or anything. But in the battle, there were many people who have battle experience or training, someone like Beatrice, who's been dancing for a very long time. Do you think by beating them, you're a better dancer than them?
Oh, asking the real questions here.
No, I don't think that I'm necessarily a better dancer. Probably just maybe in that moment, or like what the judges thought, because I think that Beatrice is definitely a much better dancer than I am. I always look up to Beatrice. Beatrice is definitely one of the people I respect in the K-pop dance community.
But in the battle, did you think you beat her? In that instance, in that battle, at the end, when you were standing in the middle and then we're going to raise the hands, did you think you were going to win or did you think you were going to lose?
I actually thought I was going to lose because I remember watching Beatrice battle against me and I was just like, if you were watching any of the videos, I was just standing there going, oh my god, yay, Beatrice! I think Beatrice probably saw me too, but yeah, I didn't really think that I was going to win. I thought Beatrice was going to win.
I guess leading up to that moment as well, like you battled Lewis in the semifinals. Did you think you were going to win that one?
I don't know. I think that was also like an iffy one because Lewis has actually different kinds of training than I do. He has a bit more like contemporary training, so he did all those like gymnastic things and those splits, and he ended up getting hurt in the process.
Oh,
but
really?
Yeah, he did.
What happened? I don't know about
He
this.
like pulled a muscle. Like,
Yeah.
When he was like,
Don't hurt yourself in
I
the
know.
battle. It's not a real battle. It's like dancing battle. Come on.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate, but yeah, I'm just thankful that I could have the opportunity to get past through that.
Could be wrong, but you did get chosen as the viewer's choice? Is that correct? Like
Yeah.
at the start of the,
Yeah.
we did a prelim, and we said one person's going to go through based on just your applause, and it was you that automatically made it through. Do you think you would have made it through based on your prelim set if you weren't the popular choice? Would the judges have put you through?
The people's champion, man.
So the people
That's a
obviously
true champion.
But
You got to win the battle in their hearts.
Yeah.
I actually haven't thought about it, but maybe not. Because I remember the first time I battled, I didn't really pass through that either, so that's basically my mindset most of the time. That I just try my best, and whatever result I get, yeah.
Beatrice, you have a bit of experience in battle. Like you have entered like many battles. Is the K-pop battle, do you think, different than a normal battle?
yeah, I think this is probably gonna sound really bad, but
Oh, here we go.
but a lot of people don't consider like the K-pop Summit battle like a serious battle. Like if you talk to other people who battle regularly, they don't consider it like legitimate. Like, don't get me wrong, like it still has the same sort of format and it's still judges and it's still freestyle, but if you're like, yeah, I've won like the Summit battle like 3 times, no one's really gonna care. That's sort of like what it is. So I think it's different mainly, first of all, in that aspect. But I think it's also part of its strength is that you don't feel like you have to do super well. So I think people feel a bit more free as a result.
I do think that it's more of a friendly battle.
Yes.
Like
That's
Daniel
true.
mentioned before, the killer instinct.
Yes. You gotta win, man. If you're in something, you gotta win. You're not gonna go in to come last.
In it to win it.
Who does that? Do you do that, Jay?
No,
Exactly.
definitely not. But what do you guys think? Are you guys in it to win it?
I went in for fun.
Yeah. I think
Honestly.
most of us probably just went in just to enjoy the experience, yeah.
How about even in the finals, when it was like you two, David versus Beatrice? Were you like, I want to win, or just I want to have fun? Surely some part of you must have been like, oh, I really want to win. Like,
I sort of, I guess at that point, I was like, oh, I think it would be like nice to win, but I think because it is like such a friendly atmosphere, I wasn't like, yeah, I'm gonna smash him. Like, no, it wasn't. In that moment, I wasn't thinking in that sort of way. I was sort of like, yeah, I'll just do what I kind of normally do.
She's secretly salty.
but David, how about you? Did you want to smash Beatrice? Did you have the killer instinct? What did you think?
Let me smash.
Something exactly like what Beatrice said, like, I was just in there to have fun, and sure, there was like a little bit like, oh, it would be an awesome experience to win, but in the end, we're just here, we're having fun, it doesn't matter who wins or who loses. And I was there like, yay, Beatrice!
Similarly, I asked David, Beatrice, when we got to the end, when you got to the finals, when they were going to raise the hand, did you think you'd won? Did you think you'd beat David?
No. I was sort of just like, whatever happens, happens. I don't think at that point you can do anything anyway, so there's no point being
I
like,
get that a lot
yeah,
from
I
time as
definitely won.
Do you guys think that the decision was close?
I thought it was definitely like either way. Like it could have been.
I think it could have been
Yeah.
split.
Well, both of you are like, I didn't win.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's got to be one way or the other.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
I want to talk about Chris. So, Chris, you entered the battle as well. Did you?
Not
Oh, you
this
did
one.
it?
this
No,
one.
you didn't? Oh, okay.
I was going to, because Triple Threat all planned on entering, but I had training for upstage,
Yeah, you had to leave.
Okay.
so I had to leave early.
Well, looking at David and being a previous champion, do you think you could have beaten David?
Just say yes if you want.
Yeah.
No, I think it's kind of hard because even though I've been training in battle styles a while longer, I personally think that David's character is more stronger. And in a battle, I personally, especially in K-pop battle, because K-pop's all about character, and so when you enter a K-pop battle, character is obviously going to be your biggest trope there. Because David has such good character, it obviously could have been a close call. Even though I've been like dancing and training longer, like I personally don't think my character is as strong as his.
So what people really want to see is Chris vs. David.
Oh,
Next
boy.
time.
That would be battle to the death.
Would there be Killer Instinct if you two were battling?
I probably would.
Chris,
I'm very
Chris always
prideful.
does.
Yeah.
Chris always has that.
As the inaugural champion, do you think the level of competition has stepped up over the years?
Yes, because when I entered the battle, the first time it was held at K-pop Summit, not many people were training in any styles. But then, as the years go by, you know, you have Molly, who won the second K-pop battle, who's been training in Crump, and you have Beatrice, who's been doing whacking, and also David, who's done a little bit of whacking.
Who was the other?
The chick from Brisbane.
Oh yeah,
River.
River.
A lot of people have been training since then, so I definitely think the level has stepped up in some way.
Do you guys think that there is a place for somebody with no dance training to enter the K-pop battle now, though?
No. I'll be honest, I don't
Sort
think
of, not really.
I think unless they give like literally everything they have and they have like insane character or like comedy factor, I don't think so.
Okay, I know that Kai wants to say something, so we're gonna let Kai talk. We're holding him back for a sec.
I don't see a problem with someone entering. You know, like if you want to enter. You know, it's good experience for you. But like Beatrice said, you need that character or something if you want to progress in the battle. Like because pretty much everyone who enters now does some sort of other style, like whacking, hip hop, crump. You know, like because the judges are dancers, so they know what they're looking for. So I'm trying to say, like, if you want to enter, then enter. I'm not trying to dissuade you. I would prefer that you do enter and get the experience, and then, you know, maybe it'll drive you to do something outside of K-pop. You know,
I think it's a good gateway because ever since that first battle, it prompted me to like train more and enter more battles. So ever since that first K-pop battle, I've started entering like, you know, other like all-style battles and all that. So it was a very good gateway.
I can agree with that because it was
definitely.
only really after the first time I entered a K-pop battle that was really bad, and I was like, no, I'm gonna train. Like, and that's when I started learning other styles afterwards. So then I could come back and enter more battles and also enter the summer battle again.
Well, David, now that you're the champion, would you enter a non-K-pop battle?
I would probably definitely consider it.
no, he doesn't want to ruin his winning streak. He's got a 100% win rate at the moment.
One for one.
No.
Well, we'll go back to Kai. Kai, did you judge the battle that Chris won?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
I did.
So, what do you think about judging throughout the years in the battle? Because you've seen a couple of them and stuff. What's your take on judging, especially?
I think the first time around, I was a lot more harsh on because I came in straight out of Compton. No, no, I came in you know, off the back of just always going to, you know, all style popping, locking, like all the street style battles. So I came in and I was like, you know what, I'll just judge like off of what I'm looking for. I think it was like Chris and maybe two others had actual dance training outside of K-pop. So straight away, like it was pretty evident from the prelim who we would put through.
Who judged with you at that time?
Reese.
Reese,
Yeah, I think does Reese judge like every
He's
one of them?
Was
He's a bit of an
Wayne a judge
institution.
that
No,
time, or
Gusty.
no? Was it
No,
the
no.
one
So
afterwards?
the first time round
Yeah,
was
it-
just me and Reese.
Was it? I feel like Gusty has judged as well.
Yeah,
Gusty had
the
judged.
second one was me, Reese, and Gusti. The second time round, I think I knew what to expect, so I was like, you know, I did look a lot more at things like character and people's flavour. I got a lot of flack for that battle because I said I'm very surprised at the level.
I remember that.
I actually
So
also
many
remember
people were
this.
So salty. Oh my
Well,
god.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan, what do you remember about this?
Oh, I just
Yeah.
remember that people were mad. I
Yeah,
was
all
like,
the
oh,
K-pop
why?
were mad.
And they showed me the comment. I was like, oh, okay. Like, it's
Like,
just
all
a,
the people
it's
were
just a
like,
Facebook
oh, but we
comment.
work really
just-
hard as well. Oh, we're all dancers too. And I'm like, that's not what he's saying.
That's not
Like, oh
what I'm
my
saying. It
God.
was taken out of context.
Now you can absolve
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also got flack for putting River through to the finals, and everyone was like, "Were you the one who decided River won?" And I was like, guys, there was 2 other judges there, like,
For the record now, why did River win that summit?
because she was a better dancer in the finals. That's all it comes down to. You're only as good as your last battle. If I come to a battle, like if Jack's judging, you know, Jack or like
Jack knows
someone,
you, yeah.
Jack knows me, but if I do really like, if I'm like really crap, he's not going to put me through. You know, it's about what you show in that 45 seconds or 30 seconds or whatever that you were given. So that's why River won, because she did better in the final.
Shout out to Pepper.
This was actually, I was performing at this summit as
Oh.
as
Kai
part
and
of
Friends?
it.
Oh, was
Way
it like
back-
Alice and stuff?
No,
Or
that
the
was,
one
this
before?
was before. This was when we were like YG family.
Oh,
So that was like-
yeah.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I have performed at Summit multiple times, alright? So don't be like, oh, you don't do K-pop. Alright?
Going back to just, I guess, K-pop in general, how much of a role do you guys all think knowledge of K-pop plays in this battle? Do you need to know K-pop to excel? Does it give you an advantage, or is it not important at all?
Yes and no. Like, I think always when you know a song, it can be beneficial in the sense that you know what you can hit, like when something is going to happen, like. But realistically, there's also people, like, if you're experienced enough in battling, you don't need to know the song to do a good set.
Because I don't really listen to the newer groups. Like, I'm pretty old school when it comes to K-pop. I don't think you need to know the songs. Like, you can just hear it and be like, oh, I can pick up whatever beat. But at the same time, yes, knowledge of, especially the popular songs, because those are the ones that get played, will help you if you want to,
Beat kill,
you know,
basically.
beat kill.
Like-
That's pretty much it.
David, did knowing the music help you think, in your victory, or it didn't really matter?
I don't think so, because I didn't really know a few of the songs. I've heard of them, like I've heard of them, like a bit, like a snippet of them, but like I've never listened to them properly. But I think that if I did actually know the song, and maybe if I did know a little bit of the choreo, my mindset would actually be very confused, which is
And
why.
that's actually the
that's
problem
actually
with
a really
K-pop
good
summit.
problem.
Which is actually why I didn't do. I think in the prelim or something there was "Shake It." I actually knew that choreo, so everybody kept looking at me to do that song, but I was like, I don't want to do this
Because you're like,
I know.
it's the way you'll fall back to the choreo
Yeah.
rather than freestyle.
It is another reason why we usually choose judges that, while they enjoy K-pop, they're not in K-pop, because we actually don't want to judge on the original choreo. We want to
Exactly,
judge the
exactly.
freestyle aspect of it. Well, we want to give a shout out to DJ Carmen. Always picking the music. Carmen picks the music. Whitney has done it before as well.
Yes,
Yes.
she has.
So DJ Whitney and DJ Carmen. Moving on, the history of the battle, just want to talk a bit about that. So obviously you guys have been there since the start, from the first battle, but then, as you said, we had one before that. That was a fun battle, and I think a lot of people watched that battle, especially K-pop fans, who were like,
I
oh
watched
wow,
it.
look, dancing. Like, somebody told me that, like, oh, I didn't know the dancing was so, like, cool.
He
You
was
know?
like,
What?
Okay.
Because they came because they liked the songs. They didn't come because they liked, the
Battles.
dancing.
They didn't
After that, they were like,
But
oh wow, this
wasn't
person's
that at
such a
the
good dancer.
one?
No, it was. We did do one at the one, but I think we did one before that.
Oh.
It has, I guess, progressed into something that's just for the fans. And the reason was I felt like I wanted a battle that was accessible for people who were not, high skill dancers. Because I wanted something for the K-pop people to enjoy and therefore, call their own and be able to climb up the ranks and improve as they went along. Do you think the battle is valuable? Is it a positive thing, or is it just a waste of time? Should we not do it?
I like the battles. Like, I've watched a few of the ones. I've watched the one that Chris won. I think it adds something extra to Summit, because Summit it's like a showcase of, and lots of dance covers, but like it adds something different and introduces people to like that different side of K-pop, like not just doing choreo and stuff. Yeah.
and there
is like a history of dance battle performances on like the shows and stuff.
Star Golden Bell back in the day.
Yeah. Battle.
Yes.
Okay, here's the real question everyone wants to ask. If you dance K-pop, are you a dancer?
You are you're a dancer as much as someone that does urban choreo is a dancer. Like, just because you do choreo all the time doesn't mean you're not a dancer. But I want to make it clear that K-pop is not a style of dance.
That is
Yeah.
very true. It's
K-pop,
not a style.
K-pop
Please don't
is
say it's a style.
is a genre of music, and even within that, like, you could break it down more. But you just happen to do choreo, like that's what you do. But you are still a dancer.
I think it's very accurate that technically you are a dancer. But I'd say it's almost like a leeway into urban, per se. Because I'd say if you compared a K-pop dancer to an urban dancer, there is a very, very distinct level difference.
Personally, I kind of disagree. Not with everything you said. Like, yes, I don't think K-pop is a style, but I do think that there can be urban choreo dancers who are not very good,
Oh, that's 100%.
and urban choreo dancers who are very good.
Yeah.
And there can be K-pop dancers who are just do like the very base and are not very good. But then there are K-pop dancers who have trained really hard and can be very good. What makes a dancer good or not is just really the training and the effort that they put into it. So I don't think you inherently can say that a K-pop dancer is not as good as an urban dancer. I think that you can only say, as a dancer, there's different levels. But K-pop choreography is really just urban choreography.
You can't compare it on a general level. The only way you can say, you have to single people out. You have to say this person is better than this person, or this crew is better than this crew. You can't say, poppers are better than K-pop dancers, because it's like, I know some shitty poppers, you know, like there's some people that are whack, and I know some K-pop like centric dancers who are really good. So
I thought you were going to say, I know some K-pop people who are whack.
like,
oh no, not these guys. Anyway, I guess we're kind of getting away from the focus target, but I'm going to pass it over to Dan now, and we've got some questions from the audience, our panel.
Well, yes, I'm going to ask the best ones first because we're running out of time. So Amelia asked a question to each Beatrice and David. First to Beatrice. How has taking other styles affected your perceptions of K-pop dance? Being part of both K-pop and street scenes, what are your thoughts? Where do you want to go from here in your dance journey?
Whew,
It's pretty loaded.
That is a very loaded question. Even when I read it before,
she's
I was
asking,
like,
are you leaving K-pop?
oh, damn! Like, I think like my perspective from not doing non-K-pop stuff as well, that sort of tied into my whole, like, I feel like the levels are very different. I think the thing with K-pop is it's very insular. Like, it's something I've only noticed once I started branching out of it, that it is very insular. Like, K-pop people will only talk to other K-pop people, unless they're pretty much forced to otherwise. And they only sort of look at each other for comparison. They don't really go out and they're like, hey, that dance is actually really cool. Or like, they'll see like another video and they're like, oh, I like that. Like, they don't, they stay within their bubble, and that's basically it. And I feel like it creates some really overconfident dancers. And I feel like I was a victim of this as well. Because I used to think back when I only did K-pop that I was actually also a very good dancer.
Oh, yeah,
like,
same.
I used to actually think I was very good. And then it was only when I started doing other stuff and I went into like urban and stuff and I was like, holy crap, I'm so shit. Like, it was literally only once I left that I realized how much I didn't know and how much I could not do at that point in time. But because I had been surrounded by a lot of people who were just as inexperienced as me and also were not as willing to try something different, that I realized. And I think that's probably going to be, I think that's the biggest challenge of K-pop, is getting people to sort of branch out and be like, hey, I want to do something more, but that's something that individual people have to choose to do as well.
All right, nice answer. And then for David, Amelia asks, UNSW seems to be doing very well in terms of pushing out quality covers. What's your advice for other crews?
If anybody knows, I'm part of UNSW K-pop Society, and every year we have our own dance crew coming through, and we auditioned through them. Starting since last year, we started doing K-pop cover videos because we didn't really do that much in previous years. And I brought that in. I brought the videography side, the design side. I guess just do the best that you can with covers and putting them through and filming them. Because the part of K-pop I really like are like music videos and like cinematography and all like the costuming and stuff like that. So I really liked putting that through with UNSW K-pop Society. So that's, I guess, something that I worked on. And that if other crews want to do that kind of stuff, they have to try that. And yeah.
You can also hire David.
For money.
Tell us to their
Slide
production
into his
company.
DMs and he'll tell you.
Tuba Creative.
Tuba Creative.
Let's
Better
see.
not be the one from Angeli.
Fine, I won't ask that one.
Oh man!
Wait a second. What's that question? I want to know.
Kai, can you teach me how to hip hop?
Oh my god.
I think Angeli has been misinformed. My main style is actually popping, and then after that,
Wait,
it's,
popping is not hip hop?
and then after that, it's locking. So popping and locking are two separate styles, and after that, it's hip hop. So I would say if you want to learn some hip hop, come to me. And I will take you to Weiwei's class, or I will take you to Danny's, or Carissa's. Check the timetable.
Yeah. Okay. Next question.
David, how do you train in your ways of slayage?
Is this from Ryan?
It is from Ryan.
You.
You slay Ryan.
Oh,
How'd you do it?
no. Short answer, I don't.
Yes.
That's, I can hear him in the back of my head.
Oh my god, slag.
And that's it, yeah.
And I guess this one's to David, but it can be to, I guess, everyone here. Do you see yourself still being interested in K-pop in a few years?
Oh, well, Chris is upset that sister has suspended.
maybe when Top gets out of hospital and stuff like
He's
that.
out of
maybe.
hospital, isn't he?
Oh, is
Yeah.
he?
Like out of military.
Well, yeah, he's
He
got
has
to
to
come back.
re-enlist
He's got to re-enlist, and then he's got to do his service.
Again.
That's how you know this is filmed today, because we talked about Top.
We're on top of the news.
Oh.
Sorry.
Dad is not
Community
clapping.
and YouTube.
Yeah, my interest in K-pop hinges on whether Top comes back. He's always been my number one.
I think if like the music is if there is any music that is good to listen to anyway, because that's me normally anyway, because I don't really follow K-pop like 100%. I just listen to whatever's good, and I watch music videos that are amazing or anything. But yeah, it depends what they release, and definitely
Yeah, I think it's because it hinges on the music before the idols. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna like be like, oh, I really like this song when I really don't like the song because this person sang it.
Can you teach Talia how to battle?
I don't know if I'm the best person.
Neither.
but Okay.
maybe
I feel like there's
get
a
some
lot of
training.
other
Just
do it.
fake it till you make
Yeah.
it. Like if you walk into the battle and you just project confidence, that's
People won't know any better.
yeah.
Like,
People don't know. Like if you come in and you're like, damn, I'm the shit. Then like people don't know you're not the shit. That's something I put into everything I do, like performance, battles, everything.
Well, I guess this is very good advice from the three battlers. What's your advice for battling for people out there who are listening and like want to do better?
Yeah.
Champion first. Okay, we'll do champion last. Here we go. So Beatrice first.
I think just do it. Like, it's one of those things, like, even now, I get nervous and I'm like, oh, I'm not sure what to do. Like, I think it's just something you've got to push through, and the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And then like, once that sort of nerves sort of subside, that's when you're just like, you just sort of go out and you just do what you need to do.
I think everyone has a different persona or character when they're on stage. I think just channel that in your battle, because honestly, it helps so much. Because that's pretty much what I did when I didn't know what I was doing during the first battle. I just acted like how I acted on stage, and then look where it got me. You actually do learn some moves from choreo that you can use in freestyle sets. So I think if you don't know any other styles, rely on that, and also rely on your own character as well.
Basically what everybody else has said, so like be confident, just try. It's a great way to build up that character as well, and yeah, just try. It's a good experience.
Nice. So I guess the takeaway is just give it a go. Do your best. You don't have to be an amazing dancer to enter. But you do have to be an amazing dancer to take the title away from David, who is the reigning champion. What are your fighting words for people who want to come and get your championship next time?
You can try.
Alright, I think that's a good way to end it. Thank you very much, David, Chris, Beatrice, and Kai for coming in. Hey! And any final words?
K-pop's good, yo.
I expect more than 10 people in the prelims next time.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Enter the battle.
Woo! See you guys at the next battle. Thank you. This has been Heart to Heart, XOKpop Podcast, episode 9.
No, we're starting again.
Oh, we're starting again?
My God, Jay.
I said the last one.
Season 2.
Season 2, episode
Fine.
2.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
See you guys next time. Where we're going to interview Anixis.
When will that be?
Next week. Next Saturday, we're going to interview Anixis. If you've got any questions for Anixis, please let us know in the thread in the group. We do want to try and get a bigger audience, so if you do like this podcast, if you know somebody who might be interested in what we're talking about, or know some of the people who are in it, please share it around so people can hear it, and then we can build an audience, and then you guys can be even more famous. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Okay, so that was our podcast for this week. Hope you enjoyed. I found it quite interesting. It was quite good to have a lot of different opinions and people with different backgrounds talking about this subject. And big thanks to our special guests today, David, Beatrice, Kai, and Chris. We hope you have a better understanding about what the K-pop battle is, and hopefully next time, maybe you'll want to join it. So next week is an interview with Anixis. So if you have any questions, please ask on our group. And also if you can follow this podcast. We are trying to build up our numbers so more people can hear it. So just give a follow, just give that click. I don't know if you can like or how this works exactly, but try to follow and like this. And stay subscribed so you know when the next one comes out as well. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. XOKpop Heart to Heart.